is Metal Giant and welcome to another tank review. Today we are looking at the IS-8. Haven't done a tank review for a while and we haven't done the... We have looked at the IS-8, but that was quite a while ago. So here's a fresh look on the Russian Tier 9 heavy tank. As always, let's start with the armor. So the front plate, not that great, 120 millimeters. It's sloped pretty well, but even then, like, you can slope 120 millimeters as much as you want, but you will struggle to get a lot more than 200 effective armor in the upper plate, and you will really struggle to get even up till 200 effective armor on the lower plate without exposing your upper plates to be penned by pretty much anything. That being said, the turret is slightly better. You have a pretty decent gun mantlet with 250 millimeter space, and then some places it's 200 behind it as well. So it is pretty decent. You don't really expect to get this bend in the gun mantlet, but next to the gun mantlet you have this weaker zone where it's just 201 and it's not very well sloped. So you will struggle here quite a bit if your enemies get to snapshots in, or if they just get lucky or you get unlucky, whatever the case. And then you have the really good zone next to that, which is 340 to like whatever the fuck, way too much to bend. Anyways, and then you have the roof armor, which is really bad. It's kind of the same as on the IS-3, even worse now after they buffed the IS-3's roof. This is just auto pen all day. There's not enough armor. 40 armor means that 120mm guns will pen this like paper. Nothing you can do about it. And yeah, that's the turret. Then you have the side armor. You do have the Russian retarded armor that this supposedly is 30 plus 80 sloped. I can see that kinda, but at the same time there's no 30mm armor there. I'll show you an image real quick now in with the IS-7 actual in real life, and this is the part that they claim to be 3 centimeters thick. So this is the thing they call the space armor on the IS-7. It's not 3 centimeters no matter how you look at it. That's Chieftain's Hand. I'll link the video in the description below. But like, no matter how you look at this picture, that is not fucking 3 centimeters of space armor. Like, fuck you, it's not. I mean, there's no way that's 3 centimeters. And now you might say, well, but maybe the IS-8 had 3 centimeters. I'm pretty sure it didn't, because in World of Tanks, the IS-7 also has 3 centimeters of the spaced armor plate, which in real life is more like maybe 1.5 centimeters, even if that much. Whatever, let's get back to the armor of the IS-8 in World of Tanks. So as you see, it's complete bullshit. There's no 3 centimeters. There might be like fucking 2 millimeters, but whatever. Whatever the fuck. In this game, it's 30 millimeters sloped plus side armor sloped. So you can get some stupid ass armor values here, like 360, like 430, like 584. I saw there at one point. So you do have that idiotic Russian armor here in some points where you literally shoot somebody in the side and for some reason it just bounces off because, you know, Stalin and Russia and shit. But whatever, you have some of this idiotic side armor. It's not as good as on the IS-7 or anything like that, but it still can save your ass every once in a while. Other than that, side scraping is not really an option since your turret is mounted at the front, and that's pretty much all there is to really say about this thing. You can't really angle it at all because you have this big nose, and if you do angle one port, the rest of it will be just paper. So yeah, that being said, let's get into the replay. So here's the game playing on Lakeville. Top tier, but my team is looking quite a bit worse if we judge them by XPM. But as always, before we get into any action, let's talk about stats of the IS-8. So 1800 hit points is probably the lowest of any tier 9 heavy tank. Speed limit, however, 50 kilometers forwards, 15 backwards. It's kind of the same as on the WZ-11114, which is the most direct competitor to the IS-8, and arguably the 11114 is just flat out better in every way. There is some differences, but most of the categories the Chinese tank would just flat out beat the IS-8 without any questions really asked. So engine power 750 horsepower, power to weight 14.75. That's the only place where the IS-8 beats the Chinese tank. Also 30 degrees traverse per second. Which is slightly better than on the WZ. The rain resistance, however, is worse than on the on the WZ. It is better than on tanks like the SD1 and I imagine the IS-8 as well, but it is not the best by far. So as far as the speed goes, it is actually pretty damn close to the WZ-11114. View range 400 meters, excellent with optics, gives you pretty much the maximum you want. Turret reverse 26 degrees, also pretty decent. And when it comes to the gun, 440 alpha is really meaty. 258 penetration, which is also one of the ways this tank beats the WZ-111, with that thing only having 244. However, that thing does have higher alpha damage and higher DPM. When it comes to the DPM, it's not that bad. Oh no, actually the IS-8 has better DPM. Never mind, I'm silly. The IS-8 actually does have better DPM than the WZ. It's by 50, it's 2147 default wall use against the 2102. And if you compare it to something like an ST1 or an IS-85, it's way better with those tanks having less than, well, they have like right around 1950, something like that. It's way better though. When it comes to gun depression, -5 is not the greatest. But it is the same as on the Chinese tank. Aiming time 2.8, accuracy 0.38, slightly better than on the WZ, but I guess that's the price you pay for the more alpha damage. And that's pretty much all there is to say about the stats. As far as the game goes so far, pretty bad start for me. I mean, I have done 1400 damage, but I've lost more than half of my health already. Quite unlucky with the second shot on the IS-8 hitting me without pretty much aiming at all. I missed my aimed shot again, and he seems to be able to just barely see me. I'm not actually sure if he can shoot me or not, but I'm not really willing to take that much chance in it, and I'm completely missed my shot that I kind of actually tried to aim there. While being the most accurate of the Russian guns, this gun does struggle quite a bit from not the greatest aiming time ever, and like that IS-8 shot is just everything wrong with all the tanks. He literally stopped for half a second there, didn't aim it for shit, hit right next to my gun mantlet, and as I said, there is a 203mm zone there that is pretty damn easy to pen. Really frustrating start for me, really bad start for me. Bounced a shot on the 103 and I literally lost all my health for doing 1400 damage, which is not great to say the least. When it comes to how to play the IS-8, the gameplay of this thing is kind of like a hybrid between a medium and a heavy. You can't really play it like a heavy, you can't really play it like a medium. You have to find your place in the game. You don't want to tank against these IS-8s like I'm forced to here, but also you can't really engage in like fucking carousels with medium tanks. It's just not gonna work very well for you, even though the traverse is pretty good. But as I said, the terrain resistance is not that great, so the tank will struggle. I couldn't afford to aim there, knowing my luck in this game and how that IS-8 has been penning me on the movement shit. I didn't want to take more than a split second to take that shot, and he's still aiming at me, which is really annoying. Doesn't let me do anything in this game so far. I'm gonna go for another one of those, and this time finally I bounced a single shot with my turret. I'm not even gonna bother to shoot the IS-8 because I know I can't really pen that in the angle he was giving me, unless I go out in the open for the steroid mill as well. Now the IS-8 starts to show me his side, and that's such a more easier target for me. And now the Comet is actually peeking, actually penned me as well. Gold ammo, I guess, with the stock gun can easily pen the lower plate of this thing. As I said, it's like 170, if even that much, and it doesn't really get the job done if your enemies will load gold ammo to deal with you. Now, do pick up the kill on the IS-8. He started to be really impatient and pay the price for it, and now the M103 is kind of stuck between facing me or the E50. Make sure I hit this shot and don't fuck it up, and he's left one shot for the E50 that rolls 323. Really unlucky roll for the E50. Now the 103 is looking at me, and I don't really want to take my chances with him penning me. That would be really bad. That would definitely lose us the game instantly. So the equipment you use on this is pretty much the standard medium tank equipment. Pick up the low range Comet kill here, blind. But equipment is rammer, vert stab, and coated optics. Really good for the 400 meter view range, and if you have a good crew, you'll have the full circle, which is extremely nice on quite a lot of maps, so that is definitely a thing I would recommend you to have. And now we're kind of stuck here. I can't push against the 103 on this amount of health, but he seems to be going for the E50. He does pick him up. That's really bad for us once again, and I will go for the shot here. And I mean, if he's looking my way, I'm probably gonna die, but I have to take that chance, because if we don't kill him fast, we're really gonna run out of time on the other flank anyways. I now need to kind of try to relocate to help the T29 out before it is too late. So we're still losing, we only have 3 tanks left against their 5, and we are about to only have 2 tanks left against their 5, because the T29 is going to get rushed and killed, and I just need to get in there and, if not kill anybody, then at least realize how much hit points they have, and even if I'd have a chance to win this game at all. And now just peeking closer, and another instance of the view range doing work here. Indian Panzer spotted, might not even be my spotting, could have been the T29. That was quite the lucky shot, extremely important as well. That shot would have missed, I would have had a really tough time in killing this E50. I decided to go for the E50 over the Jagdtiger for pretty damn obvious reasons, I would imagine. Do pick up the kill blind, which kind of pulls this game back into winnable state again. Do not get to connect with the Jagdtiger. Maybe I bounced, maybe I missed, it doesn't really matter. I didn't kill him, and now, like, I have a decision to make. I either go back or I go forwards. The considerations here is that, like, if I go forwards, I'm probably gonna lose health, because there's no way I can really spot the Jagdtiger before he spots me, since he will have the bush cover. And there's quite a possibility that he actually rolls high enough to kill me, so going for this guy doesn't seem very smart across the open field, and also it would kind of telegraph my location to the other guy that could just shoot me in the ass as well. So I decided to go for the cap circle instead. The SUTD should be a 2-shot for me no matter what the circumstances are, and in that time it's highly unlikely that the Jagdtiger is going to be able to come back and support him. So I need to just play aggressive here, not get shot, because if he is using the derp, and I'm pretty sure he was because he did one shot our TD. If he's shooting HE, I might be in trouble. If he's shooting heat, I'm a bit better off, but still can be quite dodgy here. Now just slowly creeping up, trying to find him. I do want to remain hull down at all times. He's not in that pocket, that's really important to check before you do anything else. He knows that I'm in the camp circle now, so he is prepared to face me, or he should be at least. He's not the greatest player ever, but still, you can't underestimate these guys. He just needs to shoot me once with HE in the turret and I'm gonna be a goner. And now, as I said, 2 shots almost in every occasion. I mean, you can't roll low enough, but since my first shot was pretty decent, then I do pick up him with the second one. And now, the plays here are either I sit here and wait, or I go forwards and push, and there's absolutely no reason to push. I'm in the cap circle, we have plenty of time to win this game. If he doesn't come here to reset, I'm gonna kill him. And the thing about the Jagdtiger 88 is that he can't really surprise attack, make any kind of surprise, unless he does go from the middle or somewhere, but it's a bit unlikely. I'm not really paying the greatest amount of attention here, probably reading my chat and shit, but I should always stay either in sniper mode or just peeking around and shit. This is just not very effective, but whatever. Can be quite a suspense here, and like there, you know, knowing Wall of Tanks, there could be some bullshit happening, like I get shot now without seeing him. That would be quite sad for me, especially if he rolls high, but it's not happening at the moment. And 2 minutes and 40 seconds still to cap, that's quite the amount of time. But we do have, as I said, plenty of time to cap, and here's the Jagdtiger, and I do pick up the kill here, and here's the end plate. 3,950 experience with the double, ace tanker, top gun, high caliber, almost a red release, but didn't pick up one more kill that I needed. This game kind of highlights how you should keep your mind cool. You should just brush off bad RNG and bad plays at the start of the game. I mean, most of the game, most of the damage, most of the kills I had in that game was when I was at 200 health or 300, whatever. So just stay calm, do your thing, and if you get unlucky enough, like I did take my chances with one of the E75 shots when I was a one shot, but I did get lucky once in this game and he didn't fucking pen me. But yeah, just keep your cool and try not to stress too much over a bad start of the game. Obviously you have to adjust your play judging by your hit points. You don't go for the trades if you don't have enough hit points to trade, but whatever. As far as the IS-8 is concerned, it's a decent tier 9 heavy tank. I wouldn't say it's the best, it definitely isn't. The WZ-1114 is just, in my opinion, flat out better. It has slightly worse gun when it comes to accuracy, aiming time. It does have higher alpha, slightly lower DPM, but it just feels armor on that tank actually works. As you saw in this game, I just got penned by a fucking comet. So yeah, that's how much this armor works. Yeah, the IS-8 is not horrible either. decent enough. You can kind of get away with playing it like a medium, and then the gun is actually quite impressive, and you shouldn't rely on armor anyways. But obviously, just try to stay hull down, try to use some of the turret armor you have, and hope that you don't get shot by IS-8 on the move. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.